I would not go anywhere near that guy if he looked like that when I met him. Hey, Jesse, there's Conor McGregor. Want to go introduce yourself? I'd have looked at him in this clip and be like, hell no, dude. He's looking for somebody to hurt tonight, and that shit ain't going to be me. I'll meet him on a night where he'll remember me fondly. He doesn't look like he wants to meet anyone right now. Also, it looks like he's got his hands full with that 10-year-old that's twerking on him. All right, Jesse on Fire. I'm back. I just recorded this whole video, and now I'm doing it over because I realized the beginning needs to be about something else. We're going to talk about Conor McGregor's involvement in BKFC. Obviously, if you look at the title, there's a new video of Conor out at a Sturgis motorcycle rally. And he looks mad. He looks like he's looking for a fight, dude. Straight up. He looks like he's not in a good headspace to me in both that clip and the ones from BKFC in Sturgis. So we're going to look at that. And they, they lined that event up with the Sturgis biker rally. Pretty smart, dude. That's pretty smart right there. But I'm going to start the video off with a segment about Conor's involvement in BKFC and whether it's going to be successful or not. And, what needs to happen in order for it to be successful, because there's one way that this can work and there is not another way, in my opinion, just based on this. So I'm going to show you, his big entrance into BKFC and him, slamming the beer. I'm sure some of you guys have seen that. And then I just want to tell you whether or not I think it's going to work from a marketing perspective. And then we're going to look at the most insane BKFC knockout I've ever seen. And then Conor out and about, at this biker rally looking like a dangerous character. So that is exactly what we're going to do. I got a lot of other stuff to cover today too. Oh, and then I'm going to do a video about the entire global economy melting down. So that's what you can look forward to today. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I appreciate you guys. Rock and roll. Let's go. Now, this video ended up a little bit long, and I need to show you guys a quick sponsor, a sick one though, dude. Like a really sick one. This is what I'm talking about. This is like... pretty stoked about these guys. I want to tell you about a new sponsor of this channel, GENTLEBANDS. I'm stoked to have these guys. Okay, these guys make rings, and they make the coolest rings ever. When I looked at their website, they let me choose any of the bands that they offered, and I'm pretty sure I might have chosen the coolest one, maybe the coolest ring ever. I chose the Impact, and I'll tell you what it is right now. It's a combination of meteorite and dinosaur bone. I want you to just think about that for a second, okay? Remember dinosaurs roaming the earth? Remember meteor hits it and then kills them all? They made a ring out of meteorite and dinosaur bone. Tell me how cool that brand is right out of the gate. They have a new one called the Athlos, and the collection is a tribute to the Olympics and celebrates the eternal spirit of sports that people have developed over the centuries. These are their words. I'm reading them to you on purpose so you get a feel for the brand. We chose Athlos as our collection name, which is a Greek word meaning a contest or competition encompassing any type of feat or challenge. Each ring is designed and inspired by legendary gods and titans of Greek mythology. In addition to the rings and chains, we also have developed cufflinks for this collection. I'm going to leave it on this page because these are some of my favorites right here. While I tell you about the offer, I would challenge you, go ahead and go on their website and shop. You get a 25% discount when you use the promo code JesseOnFire. And that is going to be what you get, and you will be super happy. So go ahead and take a look. There's a link in the description. You guys are going to love it. I promise you will have fun shopping, whether you buy something or not. All right, so let's jump over to the Conor story. I was going to do Khabib and Tony Ferguson in this video also, but I changed my mind because I'm doing this video about this guy talking about Khabib. And when I just watched Khabib's talk about Tony Ferguson, I was like, damn, this has to go in that video, because if we're going to talk about why this dude right here thinks that he is the, such an incredible man, you got to see this, because this just absolutely validates it. Khabib is such a good dude, man. This is not like the kind of thing that he normally, like where he's just kind of, I think, Tony, I wish him, he's 40 years old. He has like a really meaningful message for Tony and for people who are kind of towards the end of their career. And I don't know, I was moved by it. So we're going to put that in that other video. But now let's talk about something way less serious, like Conor McGregor going nuts at a motorcycle rally. So let's look at this. All right, so we're going to do this entrance real quick. And like I said, I'm filming this super jumbled out of order. So if I end up overlapping a couple things, it won't be much because we got two completely separate conversations. This first one, I'm going to show you his entrance. I'm going to show you the entire speech that he did in the ring, and then we're going to go to him at the Sturgis thing with looks like a little kid twerking on him. But again, the conversation here is whether or not this is going to be successful in building BKFC as a brand with just Conor doing stuff like this on its own, because I don't think it is. However, I'm not saying it's not going to be successful, but this on its own, I do not believe will. And I have to turn the sound off because there's a song on the back that will get the video demonetized. So here you go. You got Conor coming in. He's doing a WWE thing. And throughout this entire video, dude, every single clip I see of him from this night looks like I don't know. I mean, I don't know what he's doing besides booze, but he looks not in a good mood. Like, he looks like a real dangerous version of himself. And I mean, I don't think I'm being hyperbolic here, dude. Like, this is a guy who has proven to have been dangerous. Okay. Like, for real. How many incidents have you heard about Conor attacking a person late at night? You know, potentially having a car firebombed or whatever. Like, this is not a dude just straight up playing a part. Okay, so now let's get over to the actual interview that he did in the whoops. Well, there's Red Pill. I was going to use some of that, but that is a little not exactly on brand for this. But he had a good video about Conor in Ireland. You guys should check out also.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome former UFC lightweight and featherweight champion and co-owner of the BKFC, Mr. Conor McGregor. Conor, you know, you've sold out a lot of places, you've been to a lot of big arenas, but have you ever been somewhere like Sturgis, South Dakota for Rally Week, baby?
This is pretty sick that they did an outdoor BKFC event at a Sturgis bike rally. Dangerous, dude. Dangerous. These are people who love to fight, man.
What's more badass than bare knuckle and American rock and roll? Nothing, baby, that's what. Look at the fights we've just had. Look at the fights still to come. Cyrus, my man, look out into the crowd. This is the baddest plot of land in all of the USA today. And I had to come for a taste. Thank you all so much for your support. I hope you're having a great night here at the bare knuckle fighting. And here, take off the gloves and fight, bitch. There's nothing like bare knuckle.
Dude, am I imagining that? Am I imagining that? His demeanor to me looks like he's a hair trigger dude right now. Like you know what I mean? Like, it's if you got eyes for things like that, he is like, if I was there and someone's like, hey, Jesse, come meet Conor McGregor, and I'd be like, hey, what's up? And he looked at me like that, I would be like, hey, nice to meet you. And I would dip, dude. You know, he doesn't look like, hey, good time to make friends with me. He looks like if somebody looks at me sideways, I'm going to hurt them, you know? By the way, is that how you spell Conor McGregor? Because I'm pretty sure if I Google him, it's one N, you know, C-O-N. And is it, oops, see, like there's two N's there on the screen. That's weird. I don't think that's how you spell his name, but I'll talk more about that in a second. Let's finish this video.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the notorious Conor McGregor.
Man, he just does not look like he's in a good headspace there at all. But I think I understand that headspace, and I'll talk about it later. I guess this is where we're going to talk about how this is going to work for BKFC, all right? Because if I'm Dave Feldman and I have the opportunity to raise money from Conor McGregor, make him my partner, make him a brand ambassador / owner of BKFC, that's a deal that I am literally diving over the dead bodies of my adversaries to get to. You know what I mean? I'll do anything to get that deal done. But once you get it done, now it's a matter of, is this strategy going to work? You know what I mean? How much attention can we possibly get from Conor McGregor doing stuff like this? And the answer is a fair amount. But the problem is that the eyes are still on Conor McGregor. Before, it's like, oh, here's Conor McGregor at this BKFC thing doing this thing. And then here's Conor McGregor riding in on a motorcycle. Here's Conor McGregor. But that's not how you ultimately build a successful combat sports brand. Now, you can use Conor McGregor to do what needs to be done, but not just like this on its own. What you need to do is you have to have people know who the fighters are, okay? That is why PFL will struggle until they figure out a way to get people kind of, to know who some of these fighters are. That's why all of them struggle until you know one of the fighters on the card. That's the key. You have to have a star that can draw eyeballs on their own that is fighting on the card. Then you watch the prelims. That's why who you have on your preliminary cards or, the other guys on the main card, when you have your real draw, is so important. Okay? Now, if Conor is able to fight out his UFC career and he ultimately fights in BKFC, it's going to the moon. Straight up. There is absolutely no question about that. If Conor is able to put himself as a fighter in BKFC, BKFC is going to become a juggernaut, in my opinion. A juggernaut. But I don't think this other stuff's going to work. As much as it's great, to have good eyeballs, but just knowing Conor's there is not going to get viewers. You need viewers, right? They're selling out shows. I mean, they're doing well. If they come to Austin, I'll tell you right now, 100%. If BKFC comes to Austin, I'm going whether Conor's there or not. I will definitely go to that show, and I will buy tickets that are real close. Okay? I doubt I'm a big enough star for you to put a camera on me, but I will go either way, and I'll pay full price for the tickets. I would be very excited to go to a BKFC show, but to get to mainstream, Conor's got to be fighting on the card, is my opinion. So that's what that is. Now let's see what the community thought of Conor McGregor's appearance before we look at the new footage of him at the Sturgis rally, looking scary, dangerous, and uninterested in anything except for hurting someone. Oh, and then we're going to look at that knockout.
Conor McGregor made an appearance at BKFC last night and slammed a beer in the ring. Fans have been roasting Conor ever since, saying that he looks like he's turning into Dana White.
BKFC 63 at the Sturgis Buffalo Chip in Sturgis, South Dakota. One of the most...
What's more bad than bare knuckle?
Is this guy ever fighting ever again? I'm seriously asking, dude.
American rock and roll. Nothing, baby, that's what. Yeah, take off the gloves and fight. There's nothing like bare knuckle.
To read off the top...
Of course, dude, I'm serious. Listen, I am not saying that I don't want him to fight. I'm just a casual observer. And if he doesn't have to fight, you're like, I don't know, man. This is not looking good. Not looking good.
Replies, bro is never fighting again. Conor looking like Dana Light. I thought Joe Rogan...
Dana Light!
was wilding. Meanwhile, Chandler, in a video of Chandler training, yeah, we're never getting Conor versus Chandler. He ain't fighting in December. Bro is never fighting again. He's not fighting this year, is he? He's on that Excellency Coke. Imagine how rich his dealer is.
Yeah, and then so speaking of that, then we end up right here with this clip. So this is after the show, right? We're doing this in kind of a weird order. Like, here's after the show when he's at this thing in Sturgis, but then we're going to go back and watch that knockout that is absolutely brutal, dude. But this is what Conor's doing, right? Okay, so one thing I'm very curious about is this. There are a lot of dangerous people at those events, man. That just is what it is. Like, you're at a Sturgis biker rally, okay? There are a lot of killers there. A lot of one percenters that have put people in the ground. Conor McGregor is extraordinarily famous. Extraordinarily famous for being very tough and also very dangerous. But I'm not sure if these guys, keep up on global events related to Conor McGregor. Like, you don't know whether or not these bikers realize that he's tied in with like the most powerful Irish cartel in Europe. You know what I mean? I wouldn't expect him to know that. And so to me, it just seems, I don't know, like him just being out and about like that. I wonder, what I'm looking at here is I wonder how many of these guys are his security. Because if he's not with security and he's just out and about in Sturgis, he's got granite balls, but potentially not very smart. You know what I mean? Hopefully he's got some security. Well, obviously everything worked out, but anyway, check out this little girl who's freaking on him. He's all, no thanks. He just acts like he doesn't see her. She looks very much like a little kid, though. He's like, hell nah. She tries to get him to pound it. He's all, I can't see you. Okay? I literally cannot see you. You are very low to the ground, you know? Let me zoom in on this a little bit and make this a little bit bigger. Again, I'm just going to say it. Like, when I first saw this, I thought that there was like a 10-year-old there. And I'm like, what is this lady doing there? Or what is this kid doing there? She's obviously not that. But I don't know, man. This whole thing is just bizarre to me. Okay, so let's move over to the knockout itself, all right? Because this is wild. This is one of the most brutal knockouts I have ever seen in my entire life. And we're going to watch it together. Let's do this. Oh, wait, hang on. I got to at least mute it because... okay, look at this, dude. Oh. I mean... Let's see that one more time, and then we'll watch the slow motion version. All right. Boom. Just knocked dead, dude. You know what I mean? Like, it gets no harder than that right there. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to use as little of it as possible so that I don't get copywritten. Okay, check this out. Bop. Good night. Boom. Okay. So now, let me turn the sound back on so you guys can see Conor and Dave Feldman's reaction.
You can back up, land a right hand, and put somebody out the way he did.
Look at Conor now.
It's a scary thought if he actually planted his feet, turned the hips over, landed.
Dude, you know what I just realized? You know what I just realized? Look at Conor. Look at how Conor looks in this video a little bit, right? In terms of his, like, I don't know, how he's carrying himself, right? Like, look at his face. He looks mad. Like, and I don't mean mad, like mad about anything. He looks burned out to me. He looks like he's not in a good mood. And he looked exactly the same in that other clip. You know what I mean? Like, look at his face in this clip right here. He's like, oh, sick knockout. And then he's looking around. He's like, man, he looks dangerous to me in this clip. Like, watch this. Okay, so we'll watch this, and then I want to go back to that other clip and just look at his demeanor.
Put somebody out the way he did.
Look at his eyes.
It's a scary thought if he actually planted his
right?
feet.
He does not look like a happy version of Conor McGregor. Now, let's go back to this one, right? He looks aggro to me, dude. Like, he looks aggro in both of those clips. He looks like he's looking for a fight to me. Look at him, dude. He's not smiling. He doesn't look like he's having a good time. He looks like he wants to fight somebody. To me. Pretty good at reading that kind of thing. But, all right. So now I wanted to show you guys this, too. This was like the entire extended version of him in the ring.
Signature flair to the proceedings and further cementing his reputation as a larger-than-life figure in combat sports. The former UFC champion, known for his flamboyant personality and love of the spotlight, took to the ring and in true McGregor fashion, he slammed a beer in front of the cheering crowd, creating an unforgettable moment. The event was already highly anticipated, but McGregor's presence took the excitement to another level. As he entered the ring, fans...
These AI channels are just beyond the pale.
...erupted in applause and cheers, clearly thrilled to see the Notorious in such an unexpected setting.
He's trying to do like a WWE thing, which is smart.
With his trademark swagger, McGregor acknowledged the crowd, soaking in the adoration before grabbing a beer and downing it in one go. The crowd's reaction was electric, a mix of awe and admiration for the Irishman's ability to entertain both inside
Listen to this shit.
and outside the ring. This wasn't just a random act of showmanship. McGregor's appearance at the BKFC event signifies his support for the burgeoning sport of bare-knuckle fighting. His endorsement is a significant boost for BKFC, an organization that has been steadily growing in popularity and legitimacy. McGregor's participation brings additional visibility and credibility, suggesting that even...
Here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing. Bottom line. Okay? Bottom line is this. I am going to tell you right now that just having Conor McGregor there, honestly, this is making me feel like I want to start this entire video over and restate what this is about, because as a matter of fact, I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to make the beginning of this video instead of the Anthony. Well, I had a different story I have already recorded, but I'm going to make it about this, about whether or not, how Conor can actually make this brand work, because I mean, this is going to work a little bit, but there's a way that it's going to really work. And I don't think that any other way is going to be super effective. But there's one that makes it a global, absolutely enormous brand. And I'm sure that you can guess what that is. I'm going to go back and record that right now and then make this the second part. So I love you guys. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell. Bye-bye.